Hi, I'm Kristen of Cherry Blossom Spirituality. This is a video about my spiritual pilgrimage to Arizona. Now I want to start off by saying that I've been to Arizona before. I went there as a kid around 7 years old. I was really fortunate to have a family that took me on summer family vacations all over the continental US growing up. But I had another calling, and my guide, my main guide, and my team of spirit guides told me that this was a spiritual trip and it is for my spiritual growth. It is best if I go alone in order to have this experience. They also told me that it wasn't for giving Arizona energy. It was that Arizona wanted to give me energy, a healing and an activation, so I could be more empowered. And then I could go on to do more work, and then I could go on to give healings and activations to the land. But I needed to be sort of powered up first. So this was my calling, was to go to Arizona to receive. I started off by booking the cheapest Airbnb I could find in Cottonwood, Arizona. I decided to commute since I was coming from California. And the Airbnb worked. Here's the bed, the ladder, desk area, where the couch thingies, sink, cabinet, microwave, stovetop oven, fridge, and freezer, and bathroom, shower, toilet with the little pump. That's it. I started off by going to different sites in Sedona, Arizona, where there are these vortexes I'd heard about. And I was expecting maybe, I could have an extraterrestrial sort of experience or see a UFO, since that's really popular out there. But again, my guides were saying, no, this is more about tapping into your own energy and your own strength. And I definitely did get that out of these vortex sites. Here I am on my first little hike in Arizona. I decided to stop at the Chapel of the Holy Cross and take a little hike around. It's pretty beautiful, and there's no one on this trail, so I'm completely alone. Great building and great little hike around it. The airport mesa was really nice. There were a lot of people that were going to that one when I went, and so it was very quiet. People were socially distanced and meditating, so it was a Zen experience. The hike was nice too, with a great view of Sedona. Cathedral Rock, I think, was one of my favorites. It was the hardest hike, and I had just tennis shoes. I didn't even bring hiking shoes, but I made it just fine, and it was so beautiful reaching the top in between these two gorgeous, huge rocks. It was quite the sight to see. Bell Rock was my favorite. There were cool dirt trail hikes. Hi, I'm on the Big Park Loop Trail right now. Just taking a little break amongst the trees and the foliage. You can see some of the formations as Courthouse Butte. Yeah. I was able to go up a lot of the way, and I went up Baby Rock and a couple other ones too around there. Here I am at Bell Rock and Courthouse Butte. There's many trails here, and the sun's coming up, and there's like the sound of storms in the background, which is really beautiful. Not too many people, you know, it's during a pandemic, but it's really nice. I love Bell Rock. There's such power. I'm hiking my way up Bell Rock now. And here's the view. Storming. But I just really loved the power of Bell Rock. I really feel like I tapped into my own empowerment from that vortex. My last vortex site in Sedona was Boynton Canyon, and I went there to be able to get the view at sunset. It was gorgeous. The trail, the little Zen rocks people made, and just the overall atmosphere of Boynton Canyon, I really felt a reverence for. Here I am at the last vortex, Boynton Canyon. I took Boynton Canyon Trail and then the Vista Trail to get to this beauty. And I'm meditating on a rock, just watching the sunset. And some really spectacular view. And now I've visited all the vortexes of Sedona. I feel powerful. If you're concerned about or interested in any of these hikes in Sedona, they do have tour groups. I decided to go alone, especially because of the pandemic, but you can, if you'd like, join a tour group. And they do have trail markers either by sign or by these rocks that are in a wire cage, so you know where you're going. Sedona is a cool little artsy spiritual town. There are some cute shops and nice restaurants. It's not a super big town, but if you're into crystals and whatnot, there are some shops there if you're inclined. There's a lot of art too. I found the art to be really beautiful. Just the landscape and the red rocks and the red dirt. Just so beautiful. I love the Native American heritage there as well. I have my chocolate tree vegan hot chocolate, but the sunset and got some pretty views. So, next I went to the Grand Canyon. I stopped off on the way to the Grand Canyon because these trees are just amazing. This is such a gorgeous drive, surrounded by these beauties who I love and who are very healing. Can feel such healing energy, but I always have a connection with trees. I love trees. I first went to a scenic trail on top of the Grand Canyon to overlook it, and they have shuttle buses there too. There's lots of different trails. Here I am at the Grand Canyon. Go walking today. Gorgeous view. Overlook and journal, read, which would be nice. Found my spot. On the west side, in about middle to the end of the Rim Trail, where, hold on, I gotta get past these trees. where there's just this spectacular view, and you get to walk literally alongside the canyon, and the fresh breeze is just so rejuvenating, and the majestic views are so healing and empowering. It's just wonderful. Here, I'll show you. There's rocks that line it, and then right on the other side is the canyon. You just get to walk and look at this. How amazing is that? I went down into the canyon as well, and so there was this amazing feeling of descending into the canyon, where I went during sunset as well, after meditating on top of the canyon. That really brought my whole experience to a full circle. So much wind and so much nature around me, a lot of privacy since everyone was distanced. It just felt like I was able to get that meditative experience that I wanted. So then I drove back to California, and I've marinated with this experience for a while. I would recommend going to Arizona for a spiritual pilgrimage if you're called to it. I do feel I got the healing, the independence, the empowerment, and the strength that my guides wanted me to go there for. Thank you for joining me. I hope that this helped you. And Sedona is a beautiful place. So is the Grand Canyon. I highly recommend.